welcome back everybody. It's late May here in Wisconsin and spring has finally arrived. So my plants are waking up and I thought I'd do a little garden tour to show you guys where we are at after year one. So let's start with the biggest change, our fence. So last year, I think it was August, maybe end of July, we put in our picket fence all the way around our front garden. I really wanted it to be a statement, be like a frame for the garden. So it does take up our entire front yard instead of just the very front that is pretty common around here. It does make a statement, and it's also really nice because it like visually breaks up the space really well. Another thing that really visually breaks up our space is we finally finished our path. We were working on that for months because it was one of those things that we just worked on when we were like not able to work on something else in the garden. We would jump back to this, and my fiance would start cutting out more of the garden or more of the ground, and then we had to lay landscape fabric. We had these steel borders that we had to pound in. All of that was a lot of work, and then bags and bags of gravel in order to get this beautiful path. I love the stone color. We went with more of a blue mixed with an orange. It's a really nice like contrast with the orangey pine chips. So like the separations of the colors from the green to the blue to the orange, it's really nice, and it visually breaks up the space in half. Eventually the idea is, maybe, we're still discussing it, this grass will come out and that will be the other side of the garden. But as of right now, this is kind of a nice little bookend to the garden. And then going into our actual garden space, a lot of the perennials are coming back, which is great to see. I've only lost a handful of things, which is awesome because I think we planted 60 plants last year, 50 plants, something up like that. And it was kind of a gnarly winter around here. It was very dry, very cold. So the fact that we have everything coming back so healthy is exciting. It's sunset too, so we've got a lot of birds saying hello to us. But yeah, a lot of our perennials are coming back, which is great. Our bushes are coming back. We'll get to those in a second. Just hang tight, but those are coming back, and we have planted a few new things. You can see the rabbit cages around there. Those are our new rose bushes. I've been eyeing up these bushes from Heirloom Roses for 3 years now, and I finally decided to buy them. So they are in, they are happy, and I'm protecting them from the bunnies so that hopefully they can get a little bit bigger, and then we can take down the not so aesthetically pleasing covers. But as of right now, that'll hold tight. We have some bulbs still coming up. You can see some of our daffodil foliage is still up, letting those yellow out before I cut them back. My alliums are coming up, which is really cool. I've got one lone snowflake. Apparently bunnies like these, so we only have our little one right here, but hopefully next year they come back and are bigger and better. Our irises have all come up that I planted in fall. And they should be blooming in the next 2 weeks or so. They're all late spring blooming irises. I did that on purpose because I wanted to have all the color around the same time. So those will be coming up right around then. And I'm trying to think what else. We've got our nepidas coming up and starting to bloom soon, which is great because I saw my first couple bumblebees today. So they'll need a little bit of food here shortly. We also have the salvia is budded up, ready to go. So soon that will come up. I don't know if you guys remember, but through here was mostly annuals last year. So I do have some dahlia tubers in the ground that are low growing that are through here, but otherwise this main front of the garden space is where I'm going to be focusing a lot of my attention this year to give a little bit more color, a little bit more ground cover even throughout here. That's the goal. And let's jump back to the bushes before we go up to what I'm going to be planning for the big things this year. So this is my dwarf Alberta spruce. I've got them in topiary form. These were birthday gifts. So like I said, the winter was pretty rough on them. You can see our south-facing side got hit really hard with just dryness, and I couldn't water them because our ground was frozen so quickly. So yeah, we just had a rough go of it, but this one's coming back really well. He's really fluffy and nice, so I'm hoping good things for him. You can see that our little dwarf cedar over here, we had to do a severe cutback, but there is still life in the branches, so I'm going to give it time. I told Ed that we will give it a little bit of time, see if it starts growing back. If it does, then I will nurse it back to health. But if it doesn't, those will have to come out and I'll have to either replace them with the same thing or find something new. Haven't decided yet. On the other side, we have a mirror of the border plants here. So we have another dwarf Alberta spruce. This guy got the brunt of the wind, unfortunately. So he's taken a little bit longer to overcome his skeleton. But the good thing is these are all very bendy. They're not snapping. I'm seeing a little bit of growth come from these. So hopefully it rebounds. There are quite a few Alberta spruces or dwarf Alberta spruces in our neighborhood, and they all kind of do the same thing. So it might be just something that I need to know about, that it probably will die back a little bit each year, but then it seems to come back as long as we take care of it. So willing to baby that a little bit because I love those so much. And then it's the hydrangeas that are invincible. Not actually, but they can't die up here for some reason. And then another one of those cedars. Now the plan for this year, to be honest, I don't know how much I'm going to be putting in the garden this year because we have a wedding coming up and a lot going into that I've shown you a little bit about, but it's going to become even more in the next couple months. So most of the garden stuff is maintaining the plants we already have, having some annuals that we planted at my mom's house. But then the big things that I want to do in the garden this year is widen this this stretch of ground through here, and then plant some more plants that will pop over the garden fence. That will be cool on both sides, so both the front and the back. I'm planning on planting those up. My dad and I are going to be building arbors, so there's going to be a big arbor gate here, which is great because I just planted 2 Eden climbers, and they are going to be glorious and beautiful, so they need something to climb on. So we're going to have a huge arbor here with a nice little gate. And then on either side of our paths, we are also going to have arbors that my dad and I are going to build. And I don't know what I want to have climbing on these yet. I don't think I want roses, but maybe I do, because I do like to have a little bit of symmetry. So having like the path coming through here symmetrical, having some of the plants repeating throughout, and then having maybe the same rows going over the top of these, because they are going to be different arbors. So maybe the roses will be the thing that brings them together. I don't know, haven't decided yet, but we're definitely putting an arbor here and an arbor on the other side to mirror each other, which is going to be really exciting because that's like the hardscape stuff that adds a lot of interest in the dead of winter that we have for a very long time in Wisconsin. And the last thing that we're hoping to get done this summer is brick edging. I really want to do, using small like paver bricks, I want to do a brick edge along the entire border, outside border of the garden, going all the way around. I think it'll be a really nice frame. And the bricks that I'm looking at have a little bit of an orangey brown hue. And I think that's going to look so good, again, with the blue stone and the more natural, ready wood chip that I think I'm going to continue to use, mostly to help our soil and stuff, but the color will be nice too. So those are the big things we're hoping to accomplish. Oh, I forgot. And we are going to also change up a little bit of the colors around the house. When we bought the house, it's cute, we love it, but it has kind of a nautical theme, very white and blue, and that's not our vibe at all. So we're eventually going to change things to be black detailing. And when I thought about it more, I really didn't want a white picket fence. Just isn't me. I like the picket fence, but I don't want it to be the traditional white picket fence. So I stumbled across pine tar, which is like the old ways that like Nordic people would keep their wood nice and not rot. So we're gonna attempt to make this fence black with pine tar. As far as I can tell, it's not too complicated. It's just time consuming and work. But I think it would be so cool to have a black picket fence, black arbors, and then the shutters will be black, and it'll just, I'm hoping it'll kind of disappear a little bit. It'll be a frame, but not a focus, because a white picket fence would become a focus, and that's not really what I'm going for or what I want. And then we have some fun little other details that are going to be added throughout that I'll show you when we get there, but I have some ideas that I'm really excited about. But yeah, those are the big things. If you're interested to see us get all this done, please tune in for the second year of our garden.